Welcome to the world of the Obsidian Noob. You join me today for episode 3 of the Stranded Noob Survival Challenge. Let's get straight into it. It's hi from Brian the Cat, it's a big hi from me, and here's what you can expect in today's episode. The underwater base is finished, so join me for a tour of that and some underground exploration. The first auto farm for Cobble has been created, and although we skipped a few objectives along the way, we found diamonds. Let's go. So way back in episode 1, we found this coal deposit and the viewers helpfully allowed us to excavate it. I started to build a glass base around it until the zombies got involved. So a little bit of combat, get some experience points, and then there was this guy.
Perfect.
I have a lot of time for that zombie because he dropped me a trident, so that was really useful. But the next thing to do was to make the initial cube construct out of glass, balance the amount of air that I was losing, and then put some dirt blocks in which were quicker to break so that I would get my air deposit just like this. And then it was a case of just blocking off one side, making sure that we put some signs up to let the water stay outside without coming in, and then get some light down here ready to start exploring. And it was really good to find this area because immediately, guys, I hit the jackpot. I found an iron deposit right at the top, and it was just a simple case then of saying, like, let's block out the base a little bit, get these coal deposits so that I had something to make some torches with, and then what I intended to do was just bridge my way across. The underwater survival stuff, I really enjoy it. It's very challenging, having to balance your air along with the mobs, like the zombies coming at you, but I actually found this really quite enjoyable, although I did learn the hard way not to use glass on something I hadn't planned out because I ran out very quickly, and playing this kind of challenge I didn't want to be wasting glass. So I started bridging my way across, and then within no time at all I'd managed to navigate my way over to where the iron deposit was, and we got the first iron blocks. That's a milestone completed. Then I turned around, and when I came back to the base, suddenly someone called Sega because Echo the Dolphin was bouncing around in the base. Then I saw the zombies apparently don't have any respect for signs, and they will just come marching in. And after I'd taken care of him, I kind of went on, my brain went into buffer mode. I was trying to think about how to save this dolphin. And then I thought, actually, zombies keep coming, so let me prioritise making a door, because Echo seems to be bouncing around pretty cool, like, you know, without any problems, right? But then that suddenly changed, and, yeah, he started to get damaged, and I didn't have enough time. I ran down quickly thinking, let me get some water in there real quick for you. But then, yeah, it was too late. So, in terms of Dolphin Care 101, yeah, not doing too good at looking after things, am I? Anyway, back to the program. So it was a lot of trying to investigate this cave, and oh my goodness, it was tedious. It was a lot of dropping gravel, dropping sand, and then breaking it again, taking out the source blocks, and then again rinse and repeat just like this. So it did take a very long time, but it was worth it to find some lapis as well. So I was really happy about that. And then I suddenly thought, hey, you know what? I've got some iron. So why not make a bucket, right? Because that's something I should have done right at the start. So I managed to make myself a nice little deposit here just to keep dumping the water, and this made the process so much quicker. Meanwhile, back up on land, I had another brainwave, and that was to create some shears and to then go and shear some sheep. Because surely we're investigating some caves, right? So I need to get a bed and not just have the one up here. So that was the next thing I wanted to do, but I wanted to try and be a little bit different with it, so it wasn't all just the same boring basic stuff. So I decided to use some bone meal on a little plant like this. It made me multiples just so that I could make myself a yellow bed, because hey, why not? So over to the objectives board then. Mining underwater coal and building a base or a hut is done. That's everything finished. Let me give you the grand tour. So this is what it looks like so far. It's not perfect, but it's functional. There's an entry point with a door to protect from zombies, and then as you go up into the other part of the base, this is where I started to mine downwards to explore what is underwater. I was still lacking a little bit of ore, so I put the bed down and then decided it was time to go in search of some more iron ore by going downwards. So I started the laborious task of making a staircase down, using the torches that I'd got from the coal, and I managed to get myself some leather armor, which I made from some of the cows up the top on the farm. It was useful though, as coming down I could instantly hear the groaning of the mobs, and I was getting ready to come into what I thought could be a huge, great big tunnel or cave, which would be less than ideal knowing that I didn't have a great deal of torches and only having some leather armor and stone weapons. But I wanted to explore a little bit, and at the very least it would be an opportunity to grab a little bit of combat experience. So I made a gravel staircase down, started to throw some torches, and then started to take out the easy mobs, which was all going quite well really. There was a zombie, there was also a couple of spiders, but then this happened. Now, I can't really repeat the words that came out my mouth at this point. I was more worried about the fact, though, that I had 3 hearts, poor armour, and the monsters were still coming. So after a new pair of trousers and some frantic sword bashing, I healed myself up with some fish and then went exploring, where I was lucky enough to find some more iron deposits, and that prospect of iron armour became even more of a reality. But more pressing than that was the need to get an iron pickaxe, because I was lucky enough that going down further, I found the first blocks of redstone. That was really useful, and then I hit a second jackpot, and that is lava. Now you might wonder why lava's important, but on an island adventure where you've got very limited resources, I thought lava was really important because I wanted to make myself an auto farm. So not only is lava really important as an infinite source for like smelting and things like that, but also if you build a nice little 4-block trench like this and do a second block down on the second one in from the left, then what you can do is you can put your lava on one side, just like that. Then you can go over and you can grab your water and put that on the other side. And what that's going to do is create you an infinite source of cobblestone. Now that's really, really useful to me because the last thing I wanted to do was continually be underground mining and breaking up what limited resources I have got. So this, for me, was a really big milestone and another one that I could tick off the objective board as a start for an auto farm. So let's get back underground then. The next thing I wanted to do was use one of the tips that I'd covered in one of my other videos about peeking through the lava. I was hopeful that I was going to find some diamonds down here because previously when I've done it, it's normally been quite generous. But if you just use some glass blocks like this, it allows you to peek at what's underneath. If you've got silk touch, you can then recollect these blocks, but I didn't have that. So I wanted to use this as a sort of base here to start looking around. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I get excited when the in-game music starts. So I started to mine myself a little area to set up a little base camp and have somewhere where I could put a bed and some chests, or should I say barrels, because we all know that barrels are useful early game, right? And this was really good because I started to find this. Yes, I know, right? Diamonds! Shiny diamonds just waiting to come out into the world. So I wanted to go around, excavate, and see if we had more than 2. But hey, look, I was happy. For the first time I'd found diamonds, which made the prospect of getting obsidian, travelling to the nether, and getting some better armour even more of a reality. So that was another huge milestone. And in my noobish wisdom, I went to leave and didn't even see the 3rd one. So I was super happy to go back and discover a 3rd diamond. Okay, so we're back at the objectives board to finally update everything that we've achieved today. The underwater stuff is done already. Find iron and lava for the stone farm. So let's write done. Oh, wrong line, hold on. Right, done for this one, so that's all finished. Tunnel down to redstone for auto farms. Yeah, well that's done as well. We've got some redstone dust now. Next is expand the island. Nope. Create storage. Nope. And armor and weapons. That's all boring. Find diamond and mine obsidian. Well that's done. Ish. Yeah, that's sort of done because we've got the diamond. So let's talk about the next interactive part. What do you want to see happen on episode 4? Here's some suggestions. I can explore the underground further, upgrade some things and have a look for some underground biomes to show you. I can turn the whole island into a huge cobblestone castle, or alternatively we can start using that redstone we found to make some food farms. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. And while I go off and farm some more of these crops, why not drop me a like and subscribe to the world of the Obsidian Noob for more entertaining and slightly funny, or at least humorous, content like this. Anyway, have a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next video.